Something good has come. Something good has come. Something good has come. Something good has
Mbuso Ngobese car radio. It's a red show on the car radio. Yeah. Hopefully you're so good, you're blessed. Thanks to Ntokozo in the studios and also in Thabisile and Matendeni. You know, this is the beautifulness of Suoane, beautifulness of having the technology. Remember what we reminded in the way in the Makaya. I know. Disconnection has happened. Yeah, we have to get to the Makaya, so doesn't make it to be in the kind of why. But again, the same with Jabamu writing, there is category in La Pastille 3 minutes after 4, is category hour, when 7 in song, Balegile foot driver, that's cool. And Balegile with foot driver, when the show, about driver, but driver of Nandi to the Wako, and the again. About Matilles and Alcat, he has most of them time and German king of the Lapanagi. Ku Krizani up now M25 we're and traffic in but again begezana khona kuhle kakhulu yeah ukuse kamalami and again so into was a studio again ke was connect as I was saying ukuthi ke praying savela kuphina enanda ematendeni New Town A yeah so today it is beautiful day of which is Tuesday ke Suoane weather emnandi kakhulu nje ipholisile. Ngaleyo ndlela ke leyo welcome to summer and welcome to Durban. Ke mawufisa nje ukuvakasha lo nyaka bakithi ungavakasha ngapha ngaseThekwini. Shaye kakhulu iCovid-19 so abantu abazobe spend imali ngapha ukuze umnotho phela ukukhukhumala kancane. Sinezenzayo ke singabantu baseDurban ke ngatholi promenade lapha na ke Durban promenade, the longest one in South Africa. In town ukulula kakhulu ubona Durban promenade, ubona neSuncoast casinos, udlali kamnandi lapha ama-games. Umhlanga futhi ukhona, beke nomhlanga enibhaliso ikhona, yabona sinazo khona nendawo eningi ama-gate bakhona manje intoti bakhona omdloti bakhona, so you can be able to have an here in Durban, so you can be having a good time when you are in our city of Durban. And also Durban kumnandi naseKZN nje yonkana ke eziningi indaba sinabafana kodwa ngase mountain, you can go there and have beautiful views. Also sinabafana ke lapha ko-show Shakaland, you can go there and have indawo ezimnandi kanjalo. And also ke sinayo nendawo nje eningi ishushuwe lapha i-game reserve, you can go there and bheka kamnandi ilwane ama-wild animals ukuthi ngokuhlukahlukana kwawo. So nje iningi eziningi futhi mawusuka la eThekwini ukudisakale nayo ukuthi i-taste and yonke ukwazi ukuthi kube mnandi ujabule kakhulu. So today is career-wise Tuesday. Uyazi-ke ukuthi-ke everyone sinayo emhlabeni kuyadingeka ukuthi abe ne-career yakhe ngoba i-career ne-career ihlangabezana nenye. In other words, ayikwazi i-career ukuba yodwa ingasebenzisani ne-career. So there is a connection between different careers, of which is ukuthi if unesi ekhona unesi sendela sodokotela and the doctor as well akakwazi ukuqhubeka unesi ngeke. So in that way their careers are not the same, but they can work together. Like when you are a salesman should be someone ofundeleke ukudayisa waba lapha ku-economic side, accounting side, one who knows how to sell. And also but when it comes to maybe chemistry industry, they can only create in they can't someone who can have general ledger, all those ERJs, CPJs. That's one requires umuntu wenze ezohwebo, economics. Ngaleyo ndlela today we'll be checking ukuthi ama-career ethu ke mahlangana ama-difficulties in our careers, how to overcome them. So we'll be checking on that. Just with the career and the career has obstacles akhona that we face every day. But we'll be checking ukuthi since ke sinama-obstacles yonke indlela esibhekana nayo, kodwa ke when it comes to our careers we need to check on that. So again, lapha mafuna 5 ways to bounce back from disappointment as a career, and then also we'll be checking with them 6 ways to overcome professional disappointment. Because each and every time when it's sebenza zohlezi ukhona lento esiphazamisayo kancane, and that doesn't mean ukuthi yekela ke manje ukuba ku-career yakho uqale i-career enhle, but you need to overcome the situation and make sure ukuthi uyaqhubeka ngaso sonke isikhathi nento oyiphethe, ngoba wonke into yenzayo ukwi-career ibalulekile. Abanye ngabathi ayibalulanga, but there's a career like yama-cleaners. You know, sometimes if umuntu ekunikeza imop nomshanelo ethi-ke this is your work today, you need to mop my office here and make sure it's always clean here. And you know, other people abantu abanama-degrees, because as a cleaner you can't have a degree of a cleaner. I don't know, but I'm not sure, but I don't remember there is a degree of cleaning and this is all as Shanela after the heavy degree, because the most of less payers at work are those people, those stakeholders that are sweeping and cleaning all the stuff that is in the office or in the industry. Those ones to get less payment, but the work that they are doing is very, very important. Very, very important. So illness is very important. Illness is very, very important. But at the end of the day, umsebenzi wawo sisikancane ukuthi hawu ngokugcina nje you can't have enough salary. You are always suffocating when it comes to having a good salary. But again, having said that, just yamuveza ukubaluleka ama-career ukuthi if ungaklinwanga la le department then umuntu ozosebenza la akwazi ukusebenza kungcolile. Udinga ukuthi kube clean and this time kuyasanitize neziningi, but udinga ukuthi kube clean ukuthi ukwazi ukusebenza. If usendaweni engcolile awukwazi ukuphila kahle, impilo yakho yenza ukuthi impilo yakho iyaphazamiseka endaweni engcolile. So of which-ke you need to recognize abantu nemisebenzi abayenzayo such as cleaning. Umuntu clean ama-toilet, umuntu clean property, umuntu clean igceke, because without cleaning ayikho into enhle yabo. So you need someone to clean and you need to make sure ukuthi-ke unikeza imali enough for umsebenzi awenza, because abona bonke abantu abangayenza leyo nto leyo cleaning. So the reason why other countries like USA, when you are garden boy, garden man, or housekeeper, they pay you enough because you do into ebalulekile kakhulu yabo. Angiphathi ukuthi bomgadi wengane so women pay a lot, you pay a lot. This means they recognize of what you are doing. It's like when it comes to the music industry, I'm sorry because I'm so sorry about South Africa, because in South Africa we don't recognize the talent in terms of music. When it comes to America, when you are in a career, it could be umculi. You know, if you have one hit song, then you become a millionaire. So they recognize, they really do recognize it. Do wonders, your talent, you have to make a living with it. Other than that, with up and down robbing people. But you can see in South Africa when guys they have their talent choosing to be an artist. What we do, we just copyright their music and sell them by torrent. But even today, a lot of careers that is appealing abatoli, but that's because I can say our government is really don't take good action in terms of fighting against this corruption, because this is a big corruption to take music as a without his or her permission. So I would say let us just recognize I'm calling the band in terms of their career, because the career is similar to a calling. You've been called to be maybe a producer, you've been called maybe to be a singer, you've been called maybe to be a teacher, but we need to recognize each and every career interesting. That will help us a lot, actually. A lot of things we will achieve in life by recognizing these abantu because baningi mase ngibuza mhlawumbe ngithi ufuna umsebenzi wokuwenza engancamela ukungasebenzi, abantu bangabhala the book yomsebenzi ababeyenza bangancamela ukulamba ngokuyenza. You see, but the other people that are doing those particular jobs, and the other people they're hating that job. But at the end of the day, you need that to be done so that you can continue doing yours. So it's like when it says about panel beating, when it comes to panel beating, a lot of things that are happening there. Spray paint at the tag. But abantu abasebenzisa lapha afuna besebenzisa ukuthi benze show ukuthi imoto iyaqonda. Abantu afuna ukuthi bejoin imoto using chain block. Abantu afuna becut imoto using grinder. Abantu afuna beshisa imoto using cutting torch machine. Those people, they are also the part of the work. But umuntu obuya is the last one who was doing spray paint. But there was a lot of work behind, such as cutting, body filling, sandpaping, grindering, all those things. But umuntu recognize umuntu wenze ilaphi is finishing. Okuthi-ke indlela leyo yokucindezelana, because even i-recognition abantu be-recognize in terms of payment. Umuntu usahole kakhulu, umuntu wesikhulu yabo, umuntu ebefina elungisa ibhodi yonke umuntu lo olimale ngayo. So I wish like in South Africa we can adopt and adapt into this system of giving bantu payment enough in terms of what they are doing. Like teachers are doing so well. We are nothing without teachers. Teachers are our second parents. When you go to school, then they give us indlela yokufunda, indlela yokubhala, and way forward, ithemba, all of those things. Yabo. So into eyenzakalayo so ukuthi when it comes to our payments awekho enough. Yabo. Secondly, we don't take them serious. Yabo. They work at home. They continue working. But they're doing a wonderful job, and everyone who is teacher outside there, I salute you. We are where we are just because of you, and you are the future pillar of our country, of our economy, of our you are so continue doing a wonderful job. We really salute you. So having said that, we are out of time, so we need to check on our top threes that is currently taking place in our country and see which is a master of a half past again. There's a music from the Queen of the Palace. After music from Queen of the Palace, we'll carry deep our daily making sense in terms of how to overcome our disappointment in the career, so that you can carry on. Okay, yeah. Let's start with this one, continuing ESF. So please prioritize the talk into matter of cases and councillor the Shanga. So plain economic freedom fighter ESF ward councillor candidate Shangape is described as a hardworking and committed fighter. Shangape was gunned down at a voting station in Haywood in Unguzi region, where he was supposed to meet with other members on Sunday. So the SHS is prioritizing the investigation into Shangape's murder with a 72-hour investigation plan to put his killers behind bars. So police have appealed to anyone with information about this past weekend attack to come forward. So while detectives stop the motive for the shooting, ESF regional secretary David Msomi that killing could be politically motivated. So he said the perpetrators were trying to instill fear in the ESF because the party stood good chance of being in control of the regime. Yeah. And he said Shangape would be really missed. So that our members are very shocked, and our councillor candidate, Suoane was a very good person, worked hard for the organization and will do anything without complaining. He was a good fighter. Come to this time of the season whereby we are about to vote for our local government, we used to experience such, and still we don't understand if politicians will understand politics. Because right now we don't know. Each and every time when it's about to have elections for local government, councillors are always dying. And this is quite clear, which is this is politically related. At the end of the day, it is politically related. So you don't know what to do and you don't know what to say, but you can keep on praying. Like God to intervene in this situation, because you don't really understand why there's a killing behind all those things. Because this thing usually happens, and it's like a case now. All the time when we are about to vote for our local government, action takes over. Killings of citizens. Killings, non-stop killings. Then we need to grow. As South African country, we need to grow and accept if another party is about to take over, then it's fine. Let us see. Give them a chance and see what they are going to bring on board. Yeah. So I think everyone deserves a chance. Moving forward, because that here made the accused ex-McNCB. He said, I accept ANC to Mr. aside. So, ex Mpumalanga NEC, Umanda Msibi said he unconditionally accepted the decision by the African National Congress for him to step aside and the premier decision to fire him. Msomi addressed his supporters outside the Magistrate Magistrate Court today after he and his accused were granted bail 20,000 each. So the case related to shooting that claimed the lives of 2 people and left a third wounded in August. Msomi has made a stunning allegations against some of his colleagues in the ANC, accusing them of abusing state power. So he, however, encouraged ANC supporters to not be deterred by his arrest, and to focus on the upcoming government election. And moving forward, taking on another one here, we got that a power only like to be restored on Wednesday evening after Johannesburg South Station blast. So city power on Tuesday, a state resident by fire at the Robertson South Station in the south of Johannesburg will be without electricity at least until Wednesday evening. So technicians are working to fix the damage to 2 transformers at the substation caused by the last night's blast. So areas affected include the Poison area, Osmond, Nazareth, Southdale, Evansburg, and the surrounding areas. So the cause is not yet known, but the teams are already trying to restore some specific areas with power. So the power has apologized for the inconvenience. And then also spokesperson Isaac Mangena said, we have teams on the ground who are trying to use other substations in South to ensure that we can backfit and restore electricity to some of the residents in those areas. Yeah, moving forward. 2 people have been taken into for questioning following the killing of African National Congress Councillor candidate Siyabonga Mkhize in Katokres in KwaZulu-Natal last week. Mkhize was gunned down on Friday night. Police national person Pretoria Vashnu Naidu said that the pair had not been formally charged, but were being interrogated in connection with case. They said that we have taken 2 people in for questioning at this stage. They are still being questioned, and we haven't really charged any of them as it. But of course, the time is right, and we need to pronounce of the outcome of the questioning of the accused. It will be sure to do so. Yeah. It continues, and as I was complaining earlier on with this, when it comes to this time of the season whereby they are voting from a local, a lot of killing, and it's quite clear that it's related to the politics. Yeah, moving forward and say to other countries what is happening. God that racism could be eradicated from football if the authorities cared enough. Les Ferdinand, the former Newcastle and England forward, now director of football at London club, QPR, called AFP. The 54-year-old affectedly known as Celeste was one of the most feared marksmen in his days in Park Rangers, Newcastle and Tottenham, and endured years of racial abuse from supporters. So racism in football has reared its ugly head this year when Black England player Bukayo Saka, Jadon Sancho and Marcus Rashford were abused on social media following their penalty miss in the Euro 2020 final shootout with Italy. So England players too have been abused in what happens is playing Hungary in the 2022 World Cup qualifier. So racism is a societal problem, and you will never eradicate it from society, but we can eradicate it from football. It's from football if we want to. Okay, yeah. And this thing of Velega, yeah, racism in football, right? Yabo, like abantu bakithi abazame kodwa ukuthi yiyeke le ndaba racism in football so nyaweni, and you guys skillful here. If you make a mistake, all players they do make mistakes. You've seen a lot of people, a lot of trusted defenders making some silly mistakes, a lot of trusted we call them strikers. We know them, they're making some mistakes and we choose to move on because football, you got penalized in football just because of your mistake. So somebody must make a mistake, so somebody will win. It's a culture of it's a culture of football. You can't deny it. It's like that. Moving forward, more than 100 million extremely poor people in Africa are threatened by accelerating climate change, and this could also melt away the continent a few glaciers within 2 decades. The UN report warned on Tuesday. In a report ahead of COP26 climate summit in Glasgow, the UN highlighted Africa's disproportionate vulnerability last year from food insecurity, poverty, and population displacement. So by 2030, it's estimated that 218 million extremely poor people will be exposed to drought, a flood, and extreme heat in Africa. So if adequate response measures are not put in place, that's Professor Lionel Correa-Sasco, a Commission for Rural Economy and Agriculture at the African Union Commission. So the extremely poor are those who live in less than $190 per day, according to the report coordinated by the World Meteorological Organization, yes, the WMO. No. But I think we have to work on it right now. If there is a possible way to save a lot of food, I think we should start now. And this command should invest in agriculture, whereby we can have a lot of food saved, production the most, instead of buying. But I think should start saving a lot of food and putting more of our savings and of our investment in farming industry so that it can save future. I think so. Yeah. And also moving forward, we're gonna have a beautiful gem from the Queen of the Palace Spotlight, Suoane, coming now in 2 minutes. And when we are coming back, we'll be coming back with the topic here I'm trying to think about how to overcome difficulties what to do, especially in your workplace, whereby we are stakeholders dealing with customers or dealing with your colleagues, how to deal with them. Because now you are in the middle of your career and you're doing very well, but if something that can come up, such as the obstacle, I'm not playing it will come. How to try to figure out how to try to get novel so that you will be continuing doing what you are doing the most. Yeah, Before we go to the song, we need to finalize another one here, one of the art of stories. So there is the African National Association, Water, which said that one person has been arrested for vandalizing taxi belonging to drivers. So Water said that its members caught men in action, pelting their vehicle with stones on Monday. So he was handed over to authorities. So at weekend, at least 4 taxis were torched and others damaged in Johannesburg CBD, basically overrode the street. The National Taxi Alliance, as well as NAT, said that it was hopefully that there will be a lasting solution to the ongoing fight between WATA and the Necessary West Association. The government has said and in studies again the two parties of violence. Yeah. Okay. Coming back from now would be having the beautiful one called the Daily Making Sense in the Career Wise Tuesday. Let us go straight to our song. It's Fortified Suoane by the Queen of Italia. By Dr. PA Msomi, the queen of the palace. Yebo. Yeah, we are coming back now. Tuning in right now. Welcome. This is Joyride Show with Mbuso and Ngobese. Yeah, I'm just here every Tuesday and Thursday. So today it is a career-wise Monday. The date again, it is 19 October. And what we are saying is that if you are celebrating your birthday today, happy birthday, enjoy your day, to the fullest. Have a splendid day, okay? Yeah, continue to be a blessed and a beautiful person that you are, and continue to love other people, so I can say. And then also, if you're driving from Umhlanga, there's a crash on N2 southbound after ramp from Umhlanga, left lane closed, so drive carefully there. And especially the head news, the on N3 is bound after ramp from a Campus down, left lane closed, so it's also carefully on that side. So yeah, if you're driving, be careful on the road. And then also right now, siyapna yalapha le ndaba esiyona thina se-career wise Tuesday. Career ke into zomnandi bakuba nayo. So encourage bonke abantu ukuthi umuntu abe ne-career yakho. Ungahlali nje ungenzi lutho, bathi ngezulu ungavele umquba yabo. Even na umquba ke unawo umsebenzi wakho uyafertilizer, kodwa nawo ungenzi lutho wena njengomuntu. Ngoba uma umquba owumuntu ungumquba ongekuzisize ndawo, instead ya waste because ayekho lefudisayo. Ayekho labale nje ukuthi umuntu mawuphile emhlabeni ufudisayo. Noma ngabe yini, but have your hands with production. Use your hands. Do something. By all means, just try to produce something, people, never for others as well. So you can't just sit down and listen in and the mix. We waste if you are doing so. Try today. Have the somehow ukuthi ke ube nendlela ukuthi ke ube nento oyenzayo. You can't just sit down and just relax into the mix. Be somebody, do something, and produce something with your hands. That's what we are saying today. And also, if you are choosing a career, be wise. And the reason why we are saying career-wise Tuesday, about encouraging you to have a career in life. Or other was one of the careers and develop a career or 2 or 3 or 4. Yeah, even if a career we find the lang, thing which is harm, we found that it was when a career for some certain things. Another thing is to have a career wins are just for your hobby. But at the end of the day, to the hope is for the mad. Because there and there, yes, we are Caesar. Because maybe was a year and a similar corner, almost a career away from the Netherlands. As like a hobby, but like a hobby, but at the end, who was consult the right to go to the full, Maninanga, umuntu suke so kuthalale sozala lapho ngoba uyakwazi ukuthi izinto eziningi ugcina wena nje sikwazi ukwenza into eziningi yabo. I remember one day sizongena kwenye indlu sasinikeze yona i-auntie yesananzi lesebenziseni, also find that le ndlu ineziningi ey'ronge for ukulungisa, but ngoba umuntu uyakwazi ukwakha kwaba ukuthi ufuna i-material yalungisa. Now it's a wonderful house ngoba sikhokhanga but ekumithe kuphela. So izinto sazizalezo nje sidlula kumnandi, but at the end of the day ziyasiza kakhulu. Asiye khona-ke laphana-ke career-wise Tuesday. Today ngifuna ngisuke number 5 ways to bounce back from disappointment at your career. No, ungenza noma yini. Ungaba ne-career ungaba nayo, kodwa sometimes unga-disappoint. But nobe nendlela yokuthi-ke bounce kanjani back, because for the fact that you are doing some certain career, how une-calling yakho uyenze kwesinye into ezokuphazamisa. First thing first-ke, yabona-ke siyazi ukuthi-ke kulawa ama-disappointment amaningi futhi emsebenzini nwaba yabo, but-ke dinga ukuthi wena umuntu ozokwazi ukuthi okay mase kufika isimo sikanjena ngizomisa kanjani yabo. So thing first-ke, if you've experienced into enjengalezo-ke ukuthi bene-disappointment at work, so it's very important ukuthi-ke ube nezinto ozoyilandela so that ukwazi ukuthi-ke izinto zakho ziqhubeke ukwazi ukuba semsebenzini. First thing first you can do, you can vent to somebody. So when you vent about it helps the process, yeah, it helps process your thoughts about the situation, and also it also helps you to feel better after you do vent. So also so it's balekile nje ukuthi-ke uwenze kanjalo. So now let's be clear. Complaining versus having a conversation to gain an understanding on what went wrong are two different things. So when you vent, find someone that will let you vent. This is good. It is a good listener and honest. So the point of this is to just get it out. Having a dialogue with another person helps you uncover perspectives that you may not have uncovered if you choose, and also if your own thoughts. And then also it just feels pain good to let all your frustration out. Being frustrated and upset is totally normal. And getting it out is healthy as it avoids build up stress and a resentment against your boss at your job. Yeah, so you don't have to vent with anyone. Try someone who was a nice. So venting is very, very important if you are having more difficulties at your workplace. And so, number 2, you can reflect on what happened. So spend time reflecting on how you ended up disappointment. And then also where have been times that I have received less than stellar performance reviews and in my mind. So I thought I did well the first couple of times. And so I was angry at too much in denial of personal perception or of the work I did. So I eventually gained the maturity to reflect on what the perception of me was. See? So this is a person who like I said, I will come back. So it's very important to make sure to reflect on what happened. And then also number 3, manage your expectations. It is not realistic to expect every situation is going to turn out according to plan. So if you live by this approach, you are setting yourself up for disappointment. So now, hear me out. I am not saying you should expect bad things to happen. However, it is good to keep the mindset of knowing you've put in your best effort. But if things don't go according to plan, you have peace of mind that you did yourself best. Yeah, well, you did your best. And also, if the results are received in a less than favorable, use it as an opportunity to learn. So I remember back in the days when we used to work in insurance service. You see, lapho-ke lapho-ke ekhona kuthiwa yini ISA sabe sifuna abantu point bayagcina bengakhokhi but-ke lokho kusho ukuthi asime, we need to move forward. So ne-career ehlizweni into zakhona ozohlangana nazo. Yabo. And then number 4, talk about it with your boss. So when you have calmed down, set a meeting with the boss to talk about the feedback you receive. When you request a meeting, indicate that read the feedback and you want to sit down and discuss so that you can do better going forward. So this will relieve any angst by you or your boss about having a difficult conversation. So when you have the conversation, keep an open mind and try your best not to be defensive. This is important because you want to have a relationship with your boss that is not continuous and uncomfortable when it comes to giving you feedback and to improve your performance. So if you receive kind-sided feedback, this will be the time to ask your boss to improve your feedback in the moment going forward. Also, you can explain yourself we have received the feedback in such a manner. So in the past, when we received assessed performance feedback, we've scheduled a separate meeting with my to discuss ways to improve on future projects. So these meetings have been especially helping because gain better context from my boss on the reason why I was giving that type of feedback. Then number 5, let it go. So you can choose to let it go and move on. The reality is that life is filled with peaks and valleys, and we don't know when we will experience good times versus the bad times. So disappointment and setback of life, and it really isn't personal. So it's important to get to acceptance fairly quickly, because having negative thoughts about your experience will consume you. So us, it looks like we have to continue in there. So disappointment at work are inevitable. The best way to deal with them is to know they will appear and to have plans in place to get through the disappointment when it's okay. If you are experiencing a pattern of disappointment, it might be time to take your talent otherwise elsewhere. But if the situation are isolated, it's time taking stock of why you took the position and determine if your current company is still the right place for you to attain your goal. Yeah, hopefully this is beautiful, and it's really giving us again more of our information with how to deal with those ones. And now we have our 6 ways to overcome professional disappointment. First and best, give yourself time to be upset, but not too much. So you just receive a blow of the end. It will take a while to recover. You deserve permission to vent. Allow and feel upset, but put an expiration date on it. Expiration date on it. And at a certain point, it is no longer useful to complain. Redirect your energy into planning your next step. So number 2, keep some perspective. So the feeling of rejection, which comes from being fired or passed over for promotion, can be sharp reminder. Remember that in some cases it may not matter how hard you work, how skilled you are, or how good your intentions, factors beyond your control may determine the outcome. As one executive recently put it to my employer. So I'm a business reason. This is why she decided to invest in additional education and eventually found another business opportunity. So your potential is only limited by your self-defeating mindset. And number 3 is read as follows. Find the lesson. So in every experience, it is either success or education. Reflect on what happened. And 9 is for information that will help you improve going forward. Instead of doing nothing, failure, focus on what the journey is teaching you in additional to gaining a better. So understanding of what works and what doesn't work, failure is an opportunity to build something that will critical to your future success. Resilience, this is the ability to view challenges as opportunities instead of insurmountable problems. It's not about who the most brilliant or talented. It's about who keeps trying and find other solution. Number 5, stay hopeful. Number 6, remember you are good company. So from the device you are reading, this is to help light bulb in your office. You are surrounded by the product of people who failed many times before finding success. Life is a process of trial and error, and also disappointment. You struggle with total isn't the end of your story. This was Robert F. Kennedy once said, only those who dare to fail greatly can overachieve greatly. So it is not how far you fail, but how high you bounce that counts. It's really challenge. I say go. If you don't this is not how far. Hello? It is not how hard, but again, you need to keep on trying. Okay? So it's very important to do that. Yeah. So if you won't lie, it's very, very important to make sure what you're doing on the but I go and check on the word of God. This is a 5. Go just under kakhulu kunengicabanga ngayo and uhlezi kesinakela ngesikhathi. Kwesikhathi ke sinake singanaki sibona ngathi ke mhlawumbe ukwazi ukuthi ngokuhlakanipha kwethu. Kodwa at the end of the day uNkulunkulu uhlezi ephambili, uNkulunkulu wazi konke. uNkulunkulu futhi ngumlameli wethu ngesikhathi. So need to know ukuthi ukhuluma uthini empilweni zethu ngaso sonke isikhathi. The reason why ke sithi ke the best book to read is the Bible. There is any time, there is any day, but again, the Bible is a book best to read. Okay, so it is very important to know which and again, we'll be sharing again. Amanye yembhalo yakhe ayibhale encwadini engcwele. Yabona nje ukwazi ukuthi trusting in God with our lifestyle and choice. It gives us the right to pour out our hearts and longings to Him. So you to come and meet us our point of need. So God is our refuge and strength and an ever-present help in trouble. Okay, it's very good to know that. So, and it's good to pray. And also is the best thing to be done. And now again, just knowing that we can trust God is a great help in life. Because we trust in Him, we know that we can turn to Him for help. He is our great helper. And just as He has helped in the past, He will help today. Let your heart be encouraged because He will help you. Wonderful. This is wonderful. This is this one. Let us rejoice as children of God. Let His blessings rest on us. The fact that God's blessings is on us should make us jump with joy. So, in addition, God wants to surround us with His favor and kindness. This means that He wants to rescue, to secure us from danger. Yes. So we just keep our mind in Him, reading His Bible, and we'll be knowing more about Him. And this is where you can have a benefit. Because in the more you have going on, you benefit again. The more you know it better, the more you benefit more. All the time. Even if you're starting a business, the more you study your business, sitting with your business, trying by all means to know what to get. kwenzana business, you grow every now and then. And then where now ukwazi khona ukuthi to benefit, this is how I should start doing things. Benefit, this is how I should start doing things. To benefit, you are growing day by day by day by day until you benefit so nicely. So to benefit from our God, it's good to know Him better than before. Know Him every day. In that way, we know how to talk to God. We'll be knowing which is the promises from God. Because sometimes if we pray, we even ask things from God. So, of which in yes, maybe we can let over right, but in wrong. So even those ways of praying, we should go to our Bible and start finding out how to pray. How to pray, how to do it in the right way, because it doesn't matter if you do it, but if you don't do it in the right way, then it's not for you. If you are not doing it in the right way, it won't prosper. Even though it's good, but keep on learning, and so you can work one day at a time. So let us recycle. Let's not stop taking place. So I read the word of God, because actually I was just telling you but today we are reading from the scripture of Matthew, Matthew 7 verse 11. So if you can, though you are evil, know how to give a good gift to your children, how much more will you, Father in heaven, give good gifts to those who ask Him? So God's heart is filled with goodness, mercy towards us. He knows exactly what we need and how to provide it for us. For those who will dare to ask, let us be ready to receive with arms wide open all that He has for us. If you really know what God, I'm waiting for you to just call. Because we are must as well as we get ngenxa ngokuhlukahlukana empilweni yethu yabo kena ukuthi ukwenzeleni yabo nakho nje selabanye bothi uNkulunkulu fohla amafona. That's because kwenza yena empilweni zabo bazombiza ngoNkulunkulu umboneleli. That's because kwenza empilweni zabo bazombiza ngoNkulunkulu usimakade. That's because they know ukuthi kwenza empilweni zabo bazombiza ngoNkulunkulu manqobo, uNkulunkulu umboneleli, uNkulunkulu umafohla kubhaliwe ngena kuvaliwe. Uyambongela ngoba igameko noma izinto ezenziwe empilweni yakho uyibonile ukuthi abonakela-ke uyasebenzisa ukufuneka kufohlwe la ngoba uzakufohlwanga abakulunganga uyasebenzisa ukuthi ngivikeleke la ngoba angivikelekanga la usekudile. So call our God ngibongo lethu nezinto besimbiza ngazo njalo indaba ekhona. So yeah, 20 minutes away from our show. So thanks for listening. If you are in a land, I'm hoping you're blessed, you're highly favored, and this is courage to continue to follow us on our social media platform, and also the positive things. Any dog, especially this time of the hour, there is season the spot. They would get a coffee SA. Ngena panje ngalo nje ngo 1 and then to 2 ngo Tuesday and Thursday. So you can seize the spot. So if you are someone who is willing to listen to sport time, don't worry. Seize the spot with Ngobese SA. Follow it. Or Tuesday now Thursday. The sport is in Nandi. We are Africa. Now I find this time around the world. Score some goals. We are going to bros. The new coach. Let's just give him support. Yeah, we see points and because 100% nicely, but for the fact that we win, it's a good sign moving forward. So yeah, the time is around the corner. Really, really asking people to do very well as a win together. Don't do them drive. It's normal. And the good is big. I'm not a penny. The summertime. I'm not a fishy. And hoping to Dr. President Ramaphosa after kungivota yonke into izohamba kahle sibona sikwela ku-level 5 yabo. So hope ukuthi kuzohamba kahle, abantu abayiphathe kahle bakithi hleli ama-coaching anikeziwe ukuthi impilo zabo ziqhubeke zibe-safe in terms of the COVID-19. So have a blessed day. Thanks to Ntokozo in our studios by giving us a beautiful production for today, and hopefully we will Mbuso kakhulu ngakwenza kwakhe asenzela khona in our studios for radio. Be blessed. Have a wonderful evening. Ndike also ekhaya drive kamnandi and ikwazi ukuthi radio really here for you. Goodbye. Have a blessed day.